Itoki Sakuraba is a regular middle school student along with his childhood friend Kostsu. His family owns a local supermarket, and with his father deceased, his mother Yumika encourages him to take numerous extracurricular activities to prepare himself for the future. One day, a girl named Satomi Tsubaki approaches Itoki and asks to go out on a date with him. Caught off guard by the sudden confession, Itoki agrees, but is surprised when Satomi takes him straight to her house. However, once he arrives, Satomi and a team of ninjas attack him. He is rescued by Kostsu, his uncle Takasada, and the supermarket employees, who are all also ninjas themselves. Yumika then explains that shinobi have adapted to modern times and still exist to this day. With his father's death, Itoki is his successor to be the 19th head of the Iga shinobi clan, which makes him a target for the rival Koga shinobi clan. Meanwhile, the current head of the Koga, Kidu, declares to his clan that they will take revenge on the Iga for the death of their previous head, Kishinmaru. With the Koga now aware of Itoki's identity, Yumika lays out the choices Itoki has. He must either become a ninja and succeed his father as head of the Iga clan, or try return to his normal life and inevitably be killed by the Koga. However, Takasada takes Itoki aside and tells him Yumika is willing to grant a secret third choice where Itoki can go live in hiding. Unwilling to leave his mother to run the Iga clan alone, Itoki reluctantly decides to become a ninja. In order to keep him safe, Yumika decides to enroll Itoki into the Kokutan Ninja Academy, which is controlled by the National Ninjutsu Security Measures Committee, making the academy neutral territory the Koga cannot openly attack. Kostsu and Takasada accompany Itoki to the entrance exam, located at a Koga-controlled supermarket. Satomi also infiltrates the exam, but Itoki is able to outsmart her. NSC ninjas arrest Satomi and her accomplices due to breaking the law, and Itoki manages to pass the exam. The NSC confronts the Koga, but Kidu claims Satomi and her men went rogue, and Satomi is later found dead in her cell. Meanwhile, Takasada talks with Yumika and voices his suspicion the Koga have already infiltrated Kokutan, the NSC, and even the Iga clan itself. Itoki and Kusetsu move to the Kokutan Ninja Academy to begin their ninja education. However, they quickly find out that the Koga have a great deal of influence in the school, with the majority of the students being from the Koga clan. Despite this, Itoki is able to befriend two female students, Ryoko and Kairi. Kairi advises Itoki not to antagonize the elite Koga students, who will look for any opportunity to bully him. In his first ninja class, Itoki is tasked with using a ninja core and ninja suit to scale a tower, gather a manju, and return to the starting point with it. However, they have a time limit before the principal eats all the manju. Unfortunately, Itoki has little experience using a ninja suit, and has difficulty moving until Ryoko, being from a family that manufactures ninja gear, helps adjust the suit to his size. As he heads for the tower, he discovers that the Koga students have stolen Kairi's manju. Angered, he confronts the Koga bullies and is beaten by them until the principal intervenes, but Itoki was able to steal one of their manju and gives it to Kairi. However, Itoki himself takes too long to complete his assignment as the principal eats the last manju. After the assignment, Itoki finds that due to pressure from the Koga students, none of the other students want to associate with him, but he takes solace in the fact that he can count on Kusetsu, Ryoko, and Kairi to support him. Meanwhile, Takasada receives a mission to infiltrate the Koga clan. The NSC continues to investigate Kishinmaru's death, with the lead suspect being Takasada. The rookie investigator Shione Kozuki is assigned to trail him. Meanwhile, Itoki's class is assigned a ninja tools test, where the objective is to steal the test answers without the teachers knowing. Ryoko gives Itoki some training, and reveals her father wants her to live a normal life instead of succeeding him. Itoki and his friends come up with a plan to steal the answers, but Itoki's inexperience with using ninja tools tips off the teacher to their presence, forcing Kairi to act as a distraction while Ryoko picks the lock to the safe. Elsewhere, Takasada meets with Ryoko's father Gentetsu, who mentions that the Koga approached him with working on a secret project. Takasada then sneaks into Koga factory looking for the plans to the project but fails to find them. However, he uses Shione as a distraction to escape and forges a large order of ninja toys from the Sega clan. The next day, Gentetsu lets slip to Takasada that Kidu is looking for a powerful ninja core. He reports this back to Yumika, who realizes the Koga want to steal the Iga's secret ninja core to start a war. At Kokutan, Itoki and his friends find out to their shock that the Koga bullies had secretly swapped the test answers before they stole them, though Ryoko is able to ace the test regardless. Kusetsu warns Itoki that one of his friends must be a traitor, as there is no other way the Koga could have known about their plan. Later, the NSC complete their autopsy of Satomi's corpse and find a microchip embedded in her brain. Koga student Suzaku-ban recalls a conversation with Kishinmaru, who wanted to forge peace between all of the ninja clans, promises to take revenge on Itoki. Kidu speaks with Suzaku's father and considers designating Suzaku as his successor. Meanwhile, Itoki's class is informed that the academy's practical examination will take place soon. In order to prevent any sabotage from the potential traitor, Itoki decides to prepare for the exam alone, though he accepts a special disguise tool from Ryoko. Kusetsu offers to attack Suzaku during the exam, but Itoki refuses as he doesn't want her to kill Suzaku nor risk her getting herself killed. That night, Itoki is met by the principal, who remarks that both Kishinmaru and Itoki's father Hitoki wanted to create a peaceful world for ninja. Kusetsu begins training Itoki for the exam, where he must steal a ninja core from another ninja to pass. However, Suzaku also has the same disguise tool and uses it to lure Kusetsu into a trap while he pursues Itoki. During their fight, Itoki espouses his pacifistic ideals to Suzaku and survives until the exam ends, causing Suzaku to hesitate on his convictions. Meanwhile, Shione continues to tail Takasada, who leads her to a secret Koga facility where Kishinmaru's body is being experimented on, tipping off the NSC about their misconduct. Back at school, Itoki and Kusetsu recover from their injuries and it is revealed that Kairi is a traitor working for Suzaku. In flashbacks, Kairi undergoes harsh training from her father to become the next head of the Fuma ninja clan, and is taught to always put up an act and never trust anybody. In the present, the Iga agree to let Ryoko and Kairi stay in their village for summer break, especially since the Seiga clan are forced to work for the Koga after their factory is sabotaged. Shione reveals her findings to her superiors, but they refuse to investigate the Koga for now. However, Kairi takes the opportunity to scout out the village's defenses and relay information to Suzaku. Suzaku appeals to his father to take part in the planned Koga assault on the Iga, but his father remains reluctant. At the village, Itoki has fun catching sweetfish with his friends and finds out that the entire village is preparing their annual celebration to honor Hitaki's memory. Takasada reveals to Itoki that Kusetsu was an orphan who was taken in by Yumika, and it was Yumika who kept the clan together after Hitaki's death. Kairi, meanwhile, is treated warmly by the Iga, who tell her how Itoki considers her a true friend he can trust, sowing doubt in her mission. She then sends a cryptic message back to Suzaku that there is another peaceful day in Iga. Elsewhere, NSC investigator Gashigawara speaks with the principal, saying that he will convene a Grand Ninja Council. Yumika tells Itoki about the existence of Iga's secret ninja core, and informs him that he will only be told its location if he becomes a registered ninja of the Iga clan. The NSC covertly sends word to the 13 major ninja clans to convene for the Grand Ninja Council, the first one in over 70 years. Itoki stays behind in the village while Yumika goes to attend the meeting. Gashigawara levels his accusations against the Koga that they have been violating the ninja ordinances by unlawfully suppressing or absorbing smaller ninja clans, citing the mysterious disappearance of the Seiga and many other clans. He then calls for the other ninja heads to testify against the Koga, but none stand up except for Yumika, who admits the existence of Iga's secret ninja core and points out Koga is looking for a pretext to steal it. She declares that she is willing to destroy the core to keep it out of the wrong hands, and reminds the other clans that their purpose is to uphold Japan's peace, not fight each other. This inspires the other clans to admit that the Koga have been slowly encroaching on them as well. Kidu is arrested, but Captain Karajishi uncovers newly discovered evidence implicating the Iga in Kishinmaru's death, resulting in Yumika's arrest as well. Suspicious, Gashigawara performs his own investigation and discovers something wrong with the evidence. But he is murdered by Karajishi, who reveals himself to be working for Koga. At the Iga village, Itoki decides to assume the role as the clan's acting chief. Meanwhile, blaming Iga for Kidu's arrest, the Koga declare war and prepare to attack the Iga. At the NSC headquarters, Karajishi sentences Yumika to death. Kidu recalls how he was born sickly and passed over for inheritance of the Koga in favor of Kishinmaru, causing him to resent all ninja. With Gashigawara having gone missing, Karajishi takes control of the NSC, releases Kidu, and schedules Yumika's execution for the next day. Knowing that Karajishi is corrupt, Shione and her team try to figure out how to solve the situation their own way. The news reaches the Iga, and Itoki decides to send Kusetsu and Takasada to rescue Yumika while the rest of the clan works to prove their innocence. With Kidu free, he makes preparations for an assault on the Iga village, using robotic Asura ninjas in addition to his own forces. Suzaku volunteers to join the assault units but his father Housen objects, pointing out such an attack will ruin the Koga in the long run. Kidu executes Housen and his supporters for their defiance and orders the attack. Realizing the Koga intend to attack, the Iga clan hurriedly prepares their defenses, but the Koga are able to breach the village itself. Kusetsu and Takasada rescue Yumika, but they are ambushed by Karajishi during their escape. Meanwhile, Suzaku hears word of his father being murdered just as he is about to attack the Iga village. The Koga begin their assault on the Iga village itself, but are continually repelled despite their superior numbers. From observing the Asura ninjas' behavior, Ryoko surmises that they only have a very short battery life and must be constantly recharged. Itoki and Ryoko decide to head out to scout for a recharging station while Kairi stays behind and reluctantly sends a warning to Suzaku. Meanwhile, at NSC headquarters, Takasada is able to defeat Karajishi and his men while Kusetsu escorts Yumika back to the village. Shione and her team then arrive and arrest Karajishi, having caught a team of Koga ninja attempting to dispose of Goshikawara's body under his orders. Back at the village, Itoki and Ryoko attempt to sabotage the charging station but are stopped by Himura, only for Kairi to intervene and destroy the charging station herself, having finally decided side with Itoki. With the charging station destroyed, the Koga have no choice but to retreat. However, Karajishi activates a secret system implanted inside Kusetsu to mind control her and take Yumika hostage in an attempt to find the secret Iga ninja core. Yumika attempts to talk down Kusetsu, but is apparently stabbed and killed by her. Itoki and his friends arrive too late and find Yumika dead while a catatonic Kusetsu is apprehended. While Iga managed to survive Koga's assault, many other ninja clans are attacked and destroyed. With Yumika's death, the Iga clan is left in turmoil as Itoki officially succeeds her as the 19th head of the clan. With many Iga members clamoring to retaliate, Itoki decides to wait until Yumika's funeral is complete. Ryoko and Kairi return to their villages, only for Ryoko to find her father having had his hand cut off by the Koga and Kairi barely escaping a Koga assassination attempt thanks to her father sacrificing himself. Shione passes information to Takasada revealing the NSC is planning to make their move against Koga and that Kusetsu had a mind control chip implanted into her as a sleeper agent. Takasada reveals he knew Kusetsu is actually one of Kidu's illegitimate children, but Yumika decided to adopt her anyways. He also tells Itoki that Kusetsu resisted the mind control so she could not have killed Yumika, meaning there is still a traitor in Iga. Meanwhile, Suzaku attends Yumika's funeral and pays his respects while arguing Itoki over the need for vengeance. Suzaku then returns to his home where he finds a recording left behind by his father, proving that Kidu murdered Kishinmaru as part of a plot to eliminate all ninjas in Japan. Itoki then tells Yumika that he has decided he will lead the Iga in his own way and asks Takasada for his help. Itoki makes the decision to negotiate with the Koga, offering to hand over the Iga ninja core in return for guarantees of Iga's autonomy as well as the condition of not to use the core for military purposes. Realizing that the peace treaty would prevent them from using the core in the Asuras, Kidu authorizes a second attack on Iga to take it by force. Meanwhile, Kairi admits she was working for Suzaku to both Ryoko and Takasada, but they forgive her since she ultimately ended up helping defend Iga. Suzaku offers to trade his father's video to Kidu, but he sends assassins after him instead. He easily defeats the assassins and hands over the video to Takasada, instructing him not to get in his way. Dissatisfied with Itoki's refusal to fight, Kozo convinces the other Iga ninjas to revolt against Itoki, but it's all a ploy by both him and Itoki to draw the true traitor, Riaya, into the open. Riaya claims she followed Kidu's orders for a chance to save her comatose husband before attempting to poison herself. Itoki leaves behind a note explaining that he has taken the core and left with Takasada and Kusetsu to confront Kidu directly after expelling themselves from the Iga clan. Kusetsu and Takasada refuse to let Itoki confront Kidu on his own and accompany him despite his protests. Upon entering the Koga tower, they are immediately attacked by a horde of Asuras. Ryoko and Kairi arrive to hold them off, with Kairi apologizing to Itoki for her betrayal. The trio continue their way up the tower, with Takasada and Suzaku staying behind to occupy more Koga ninja, though Suzaku is badly wounded in the process. Itoki and Kusetsu confront Kidu in his office, where Itoki wonders if Kidu was motivated by wanting to break free from the shackles of ninja society. However, Kidu admits he only wants to destroy all ninja on his own whim and for the sake of power. Unbeknownst to him, Itoki has been secretly transmitting Kidu's confession to the NSC, who mobilize and storm the building. Kidu activates his own ninja core and attacks Itoki and Kusetsu, though thanks to the Iga ninja core, Itoki is able to defeat Kidu and leaves him to be apprehended by the NSC. Kidu attempts to use the opportunity to attack Itoki, but Takasada intervenes and kills Kidu right as Shione and the NSC arrive. Takasada claims full responsibility for murdering Kidu before fleeing, and Shione has no choice but to declare him a fugitive. With Kidu dead and the Koga suppressed, the situation is put under control. Several years later, peace has returned to the ninja clans. Shione continues the manhunt for Takasada, though Kozo believes he is merely protecting Iga from the shadows. Suzaku becomes the new head of the Koga clan and makes peace with Iga. Ryoko continues developing ninja gear while Kairi decides to become an actress. Finally, Itoki and Kusetsu decide to move on and live normal lives, though Itoki uses his ninja abilities to save a young boy from an oncoming train and playfully claims that ninja don't exist. This is the end of the video, so please watching all of my anime recap series. Thanks for watching.